All right, I'm going to call this online social media battle a draw. Okay, you got Kovalev, putting out a statement saying, hey, you're ignorant if you think I had a chance to win. I was weight drained. I had a fight with Anthony. Exactly what he said wouldn't matter. He's now using as an excuse, to talk about his loss to Canelo Alvarez. Now we know the fight was rigged, but let's just play pretend. Let's pretend it's a legit, just a legit matchup. Okay. So why am I calling it a draw? To me, I see right and wrong from both guys. Canelo, he responds, look, you're a bad loser. You're a sore loser. You're making excuses. And Kovalev has a history of doing that. So he has a point. I mean, Canelo has a good point. But here's the thing I don't understand. Why would they put a rehydration clause in the contract? Why would Golden Boy, look, Kovalev, the highest he's ever come in on fight night is 190, 191. That's on record. That's a proven fact. Irrefutable. You can't, that's it. Case closed. So why? If they're coming in at 175, what is he going to do? Come in at 200, 210, 220? I mean, he'd be a mess. He'd be a blubbering mess, and Canelo would just drop him with a body shot. So what is the point of a rehydration clause? I mean, I think it's habit, right? It's force of habit, because we know Canelo is always playing games with catchweight. He's the king. He's the king of catchweight. So the 154-pound catchweight king. Okay, we know this. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 164.5, $1 million per pound penalty towards Chavez. So look, we know. It's nothing new. Now, the argument is, well, and I've even made this argument in the past. Okay, Kovalev, he was the IBF champion. He's used to the second day weigh-in where you can't be 10 pounds over the weight limit, blah, 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 blah. We know this. So typically, or basically, actually, literally on fight night, Kovalev couldn't come in above 185 on the second day weigh-in, okay, the 10-pound weight limit. So the argument is, well, what's the big deal? They put a rehydration clause. He should be accustomed to it. He should be used to it. True, but that was also a younger, leaner, meaner, and just a more fit Kovalev. Now that he's older, I thought, maybe, or they probably thought that they could have, some kind of competitive edge, some kind of gain over Kovalev. So I think it was dumb on their part, regardless, because like I said, he's not going to come in ballooned up. We know that, okay? And he missed weight. Kovalev actually missed weight. Wasn't by much. What was it, like half a pound, point something, whatever. Not much, He basically went and, stripped down to his whitey tighties and made weight within the hour. Okay, that you guys know. I don't like to repeat what you already know, but in case you don't, that's what happened. So yeah, Canelo says he's just a bad loser. He's making excuses. And on one hand, yes, I agree, but on the other hand, you reap what you sow. You made your bed, now you got to sleep in it, right? I mean, this is what they do. This is what they are known for. This is, like I said, a force of habit to try to do anything and everything for that competitive edge. And I don't like how the fight was sold as, it's whatever, right? It's a legit fight. Complete fairness. You do what you want, I do what I want. We meet on fight night and we're going to do it. And that's how they sold and marketed the fight. So in my opinion, they manipulated the boxing fans into believing that. And if you recall, they kind of did the same things to Daniel Jacobs with the IBF, right? So it's just these little dirty tactics that they use. So now forget all that, okay? Whatever. Water under the bridge. Like I said, I called a draw. Look, two wrongs don't make a right. Both guys have a point. Canelo saying you're a sore loser. True. And then Kovalev saying, well, but you did try to get that little competitive edge. True. So, like I said, both guys are right. Both guys are wrong. Okay, so that's how I see it. The bigger picture is, we know at a minimum, okay, I called the fight rigged, and I took a lot of heat for that and it's kind of funny. I was one of the first, go back, look, fact check me. I was one of the original people on YouTube to say, yes, the fight is rigged. And now every mainstream media out there, ESPN, Bloody Elbow, Boxing Scene, Boxing 24, all of them are basically repeating what I said months ago. It's rigged. Or at a bare minimum, he didn't try. And that is the same thing as taking a dive. If you're entering in, a championship fight, defending your belt, knowing you cannot win, you have look, that is not a proper the mindset of a boxer to go in and say, I can't win. There's no way. You're ignorant. You're ignoramus if you think I can win. That's not how a boxer thinks. I mean, it's like that's going against the grain. That's trying to, to swim upstream. A boxer doesn't think like that. So, in my opinion, that's a dive, right? If you knew that was, the conditions you're entering the fight, then don't take the fight, or at least be open and honest about it. And Kovalev said, yeah, hey, no problem. I just had a fight with Andy Yard, had a tough round 8, no problem. I'm good, I'm in shape, I feel better than ever. He wanted that $12 million check. Like I told you guys, he had a payment, a settlement on November 25th, which is today, actually. So Kovalev went to court today, and from what I understand, is going to pay a multi-million-dollar, settlement to this woman that he assaulted, right? Now, innocent until proven guilty, but look, from what I understand, and I've heard from inside people, it is what it is. He was, out in the wood, in a cabin at a party. He tried to make, sexual advancements towards this woman. She refused him. He was drunk, got mad. The vodka kicked in, right? And then punched her in the nose, kicked the dog. Next day, he's hiding in the bushes, trying to make it right. Completely embarrassing. So that's how I see that. Now, let's look at a couple other things here. And I'm going to go over this quickly. Also, we're going to talk about Canelo's next opponent. We're going to talk about the numbers, but we're just going to blaze through it. So, Daniel Jacobs, like I said, IBF, got him with that 10-pound limit. Kovalev, same thing, and to me, fought the weakest light heavyweight in the division. Okay, Gennady Golovkin beat him twice. Rocky Fielding, same thing. It was a belt grab. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., catchweight with $1 million penalty. Liam Smith didn't have a chance in hell winning that fight. Amir Khan, a career light welterweight, three fights at welterweight, fighting a middleweight that comes in the ring a light heavyweight to defend a title at middleweight. Completely insane, okay? Miguel Cotto, old and washed up. James Kirkland. You guys know I was there. I talked to James Kirkland. I covered the fight as press. Golden Boy wouldn't allow Ann Wolfe to train Kirkland. That is his trainer, Ann Wolfe. I mean, she puts on like a military boot camp style training camp, and Golden Boy said, no, we don't want Ann Wolfe in your corner. Again, I mean, have you ever heard of that? Now, it's off the record, but I was told from Ann Wolfe herself that she was not allowed to train Kirkland. Now, yes, her and Kirkland, they were having some turmoil, they were having some issues, blah, 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 but ultimately they were going to suck it up and work together, but Golden Boy said, no, we don't want her in his corner. I mean, and it was, of course, the Canelo catchweight. Alfredo Angulo, again, catchweight. Mayweather, what was it, 100, I believe, 53, correct me if I'm wrong, another catchweight, got completely schooled. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Austin Trout, I believe, probably beat him, could have been a draw. Same thing, Josito Lopez pulled up from a lower division. Shane Mosley, 40 years old. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So when you stack it all up together, they can't be shocked when they're criticized, for trying to sneak in a last-minute rehydration clause. That is the point. That's the point. So, and we know we're going to blow through it here. Given the conditions, it was impossible to win. You're ignoramus since you thought I could win. I climbed into this weight with torment and sleepless nights because it was a financially interesting offer. Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Now, he's, recently retracted that statement. He tried to basically cover it up with a long, drawn-out, line of BS. But this is how he really felt. I did it for the money. Let me translate. I did it for the money. I took a dive, okay? Plain and simple. Now, the quality of Canelo opponents. This is what we're getting. And what does it say about the state of boxing when you have, guys like this and his brother, whoever, that are doing bigger or numbers just as big as Canelo? Completely crazy. I mean, I told you guys about a year ago, I said within 3 years, Canelo's numbers are going to decline. They're going to tank because of the lack of competition, right? He's not fighting the best. Always having that competitive advantage to where it is nearly impossible to win. And then when he opens up and says something publicly, when an opponent says something publicly, Canelo fires back. Oh, you're just a sore loser. No. He's a truth teller. There's a difference. I mean, what do you do when someone says something true about you? When they say something bad, you slander them. Oh, he's a liar. You know, he's just a bad loser. I mean, it's, you know, it's elementary. It's elementary. But look, here's the thing. Like I said a year ago, within 3 years, Canelo will lose. His numbers will plummet. You know, he's already losing his fan base. I mean, my God, you had Gennady Golovkin. You had, you know, the Mexican community, you know, cheering for Gennady Golovkin. What does that tell you? It's crazy. And it's not to hate on Canelo. It's just, you know, look. I talked to you guys for the past, 2-3 years about this, and finally, everything I told you that was going to happen, happened. You know, the decline in interest, the decline in numbers, the cherry picking, all of that. And I gave Canelo a chance. I tried to support Canelo. I truly did. And man, was I wrong. Completely disappointed, let down, and just dead wrong for trying to support him. I mean, I feel like an idiot. I feel like a complete idiot. But again, like I said, now you have a lot of Canelo fans, you know, they're coming forward and saying, yeah, you know, look, enough is enough. We can't do this anymore. I mean, look, you get to a point in anything, in a relationship with, you know, with your favorite fighter, with whoever, your job, your neighbor, you get to a point where you just say, okay, I can't do it anymore. You know, it's too much, right? It's just too damn much. When you look at Canelo's resume as a whole, the antics, the competitive edge, all the cheating, the PED, you know, being positive for clean beauty, it's too damn much. And I'm glad you guys are finally waking up to that, okay? Right here, Canelo's gate numbers are down. The number is down from Canelo's fight last May against Daniel Jacobs at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The fight brought in a live gate of 8 million, a little over 8 million, almost 9 from 15,740 tickets sold. According to Dan Rivel, if you're at DAZN, you're probably not happy at seeing Canelo's deteriorating numbers, okay? Deteriorating numbers. Why? Why? Like, what did I just say? Like, I've been telling you guys for years, okay? Because it suggests that he's not taking the fights that he needs to keep his numbers up. Fans want to see Canelo fight the best, not the worst champions, okay? You know, look, I'm all for, you know, being a multiple, you know, champion in multiple divisions, all for it. Pacquiao did it, Oscar De La Hoya did it, they all do it. All the greats do it, right? But it doesn't matter if you do it, it matters how you do it. That's what's important, how you do it. That's the issue. That's where I take issue with Canelo. Now, the fight, we know it was late, right? We're sitting there, we paid for this. Again, it was supposed to be on time. Oscar De La Hoya said, we're not worried about the UFC, you know, F you, Dana White. And then they make the fans sit there and wait an hour. Kovalev's taking a damn nap in the locker room, right? I will not allow them to do that. I will talk to DAZN at least for my fights, said Canelo, in talking about how DAZN delayed the start of the fight against Kovalev due to a UFC fight taking place the same night. I mean, you know, it's crazy to me right here. The drop off in numbers for Canelo tells you that the fans weren't excited at seeing him fight an over-the-hill 36-year-old Kovalev rather than a talent like Gennady Golovkin. Okay, Canelo chose to go soft and moving up to 175 to win his 4th division title. Canelo could have fought these champions. I mean, we know Beterbiev, Bivol, Pascal. Okay, I mean, there's better options there, right? Kovalev was viewed as the easiest of the champs, okay? Again, everything I told you guys, okay? Canelo is expected to move down to 168 to face Billy Joe Saunders. Really? Like, really? Like, man. Like, when is he going to learn? I mean, probably never, because basically this is the new Mayweather. You know, different personality type, different demeanor, you know, different, his promotional team is different public image, all of that. But this is basically the new modern day Mayweather, right? According to reports, preliminary talks have started for Canelo to face WBO super middleweight champion Billy Joe Saunders. All right. Let's see, one can expect to see a further decline in his gate numbers. Whether Canelo cares about that is unknown. He doesn't care. The guy's filthy rich. Of course he doesn't care. Sorry, guys. Oh my God, I got the hiccups. Okay, Canelo would, and then when I saw this, Canelo would love to face Mayweather again. I've always imagined the rematch against Mayweather, but more than a defeat, it's an apprenticeship. Canelo said to ESPN, I would love to, but I don't think he's turning around here. Okay, I mean, why? Why not Gennady Golovkin? Why not any of the 3 light heavyweights I just mentioned? Why not, any of the top guys in any division? Why is Canelo targeting or even talking about Floyd Mayweather? I mean, are you serious? The dude is retired. I mean, you got guys like Conor McGregor had a little bit of success against him. Come on. Really, bro? Seriously? This is the problem right here. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Why is he even talking? Shut the hell up about Floyd Mayweather. You should be talking about Gennady Golovkin, the guy that beat you twice. At a minimum, it was a win and a draw for Triple G. At a minimum. But yet he wants to talk about Mayweather? Like, who do you want to fight next to him? Oh, I've really been, thinking about Mayweather. I kind of have my eye on him. What? Come on, man. Just come on. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. So look, guys, I will probably leave it at that. I only wanted to make the video about half as long. You guys know I get passionate. I get into it. So, look, to briefly sum it up, like I said, Canelo, Kovalev, they're both right, they're both wrong. But in the middle, there's a bigger issue. And that issue is Canelo is not fighting the best. And you would think he would have learned after Rocky Fielding, right? After Kovalev, Liam Smith, after all of it, you would think that he would have. Look, let me ask you this. And this is not hating on Canelo, but tell me, when is the last time Canelo fought someone in their prime in a legit, straight up, even Steven fair fight? When?